Okay, hello everybody. My presentation, Youth Editors and Online News, the Value for Control, is based on my master thesis under the supervision of Dr. Elad Segev from the Communication Department in Tel Aviv University. I studied the differences between the perceptions of young internet users, in my specific case, teenagers and youth up to their mid-20s, and those of the news editors, to be precise, the editors-in-chief, which is in the Israeli case are people which are at the age of 40 plus, regarding the journalistic online practices of the online news organizations, such as interactivity, multimedia, customizations, and hypertextuality. I want to start with the three terms and theories which I use. I won't have the time to discuss the criticism on these terms and theories and to explain how I solve them. The first one is the term coined by Mark Prensky in 2001, digital natives and digital immigrants. If we dive into this cute baby diaper, we can see the theory. I didn't use the claim that the digital natives, the youth, use the technology better than the digital immigrants. What I did take is their perceptions toward the technology. What attitudes do they hold towards the technology compared to adults? Second theory, which I used, is all the known uses and gratification. It allowed me to distinguish between the different uses of the groups in my study and to understand how the news editors, the editors-in-chief, perceive the needs of the different populations who uses the online news organizations' websites. Third theory is diffusion of innovation, which I adapted into the diffusion of innovation in journalistic organizations, allowed me to distinguish between the two groups. The readers, which are, this is part of diffusion of innovations by individuals, and the editors-in-chief, which are part of organizations, and the diffusion of innovation by organizations is a different process by diffusion of innovation by individuals. My research question was, and I will focus only on the first one, only on the qualitative research question, was what are the differences between the perceptions of young internet users and those of the new editors regarding the journalistic online practices? If we talk about hypothesis, news editors and young internet users will hold different perceptions toward online journalistic practices, interactivity, multimedia, customization, and hypertextuality. News editors will be satisfied with the technological development in their online websites, but also emphasize the importance of keeping traditional professional journalistic practices. On the other hand, young internet users will not be satisfied with the technological developments in online news websites and compare it to more advanced uses of the internet. I had, let's call it a control group of, let's be politically correct, adult readers who represents the digital immigrants, just to make sure that the differences are not between the producers of the content, the professionals, and the consumers and the users. I wanted to make sure that it's also generational. So the third hypothesis is that adult internet users will hold similar perceptions to those of the news editors. I employed two methods in order to study this question. The first, which I will not focus on this presentation, was a quantitative one. I made a content analysis and hyperlink mining of the 6 online largest websites organizations in Israel. I studied the map of networks, what kind of interactivity features they have. I won't have the time to present it, so I will focus on the qualitative method. On the second stage, I conducted 37 semi-structured interviews with 5 editors-in-chief. I couldn't interview the 6th one because of a small problem we had in Israel. And 32 internet users, digital natives, and immigrants, as I said, as a control group. Now let's dive into the findings. We start with interactivity. So let's go here. This is the result of the content analysis of the interactive features in the websites. Four themes emerged from the interviews I conducted. The first theme was the possibility to be selective in the consumption of the content. If you see, all the three groups agreed on the quantitative perspective, that there are broad interactive features, options, in the online news organizations, in the websites, in the Facebook pages, in the phone applications. But when we discuss those interactive options and what do they mean to each group, then we saw a bit of a difference between the groups. Editors-in-chief and the adult readers said that they have high ability to control in the selective consumption process. High ability to control what to read, to decide to which article shall we enter, and how to read it. Shall I read it as a text on the website? Shall I read it as a picture? The young internet users said, yeah, we have high ability to control what to read. We can decide to read this and not that. But they have low ability to control the how question. Why? Because they felt that even if they have different platforms, even if they have the Facebook platform and the smartphone platform, it's still the same website. They didn't perceive it as something quite different. Second theme is commenting on the content. Once again, on the quantitative assumption, editors-in-chief, young readers, and adult readers all agreed that there are broad options to comment on the content. But while discussing the ability to control what to comment, where to comment, the group of the editors-in-chief and adult readers agreed that they have high ability to control what to comment, what to say, what to write, and where to do it. On a website, on the Facebook page of the online news organization. The young readers felt they have low ability to control. Where to comment, they said, okay, we can comment on the website, we can comment on Facebook, but we know so many other platforms that we are using in order to communicate with our friends, and we wish to share it there, we wish to use it there, and we can't do it, we can't comment there. We don't have the option. And also on what to comment. Because in some of the websites, if you want to write a comment, it needs to be pre-approved. And even on Facebook, that everyone can write whatever they want on the Facebook pages of the news organization, someone can delete it. So they pointed out a low ability to control. While editors-in-chief and adult readers said that the users can be highly involved by commenting on the content, the young readers felt they have very low involvement in commenting on the content. Is user feedback. The possibility to get feedback for the user by the online news organization. Once again, but while discussing what is the appropriate user feedback, editors-in-chief and adult readers agreed that automatic response is enough. If a user sends a piece of news, a picture, a video, he gets an automatic response. We got your message, we will check it, we will publish it if it's possible. This was enough for them. Young internet users said, no, we sent the material. And I'm talking about young internet users who didn't want to mock the online news organization. They truly had something which is newsworthy according to them. We send it, we want to get human response, like we send it, not a computer send it. And we think it's newsworthy. I must say that all the three groups share the same perception of what is news. We thought it's newsworthy. We expect that the feedback will be publishing it. The fourth theme is the possibility to make a change. Editors-in-chief, to put something on the center of the attention of the media. Editors-in-chief and adult readers thought that the change can be directly done by the users. That the reader is in the center, he makes the change, he puts the subject in the center of attention of the media. And the change can be done inside the news organization. Young internet users thought the change is indirect, some kind of a two-step flow. They are passing the material, but the professional, which is in the center, he makes the change. If they wanted to do something directly, they didn't do it in the online news organization. Let's go to the black hole next to the moon. If we talk about multimedia, the last two categories are short. If we go to multimedia, editors-in-chief and young readers and adult readers agreed that the online news organizations, the website, the Facebook pages, the smartphone applications have rich multimedia. But the first two groups, the editors-in-chief and adult readers, thought that this multimedia was sophisticated. Young readers thought it was limited. It had some technical difficulties to them. Last one is customization, the last category I'm going to discuss. All the three groups agreed that no personalization, I'm talking about computerized personalization options, should be made inside the news environment. Website, Facebook pages, smartphone applications. The first two groups, editors-in-chief and adult readers, thought that no personalization should be made because the public should get all the news that fit to print. The young readers added, and it was only the young readers who added it, that they wanted no personalization because they wanted shared interest with their friends, shared knowledge with their friends, topic to discuss with them about. So they pointed out something that the others didn't point. Social customization, which means, for example, when we log into Facebook and our friends are publishing articles, and we publish articles, we are the editors of our friends, and they are our editors. They publish things that we think, they publish things that they think that will interest us, and we publish things that we think that will interest others, our friends. And now let's do the thing that we shouldn't do as researchers, but we will do. Let's jump into conclusions. I will discuss shortly about three possible conclusions, two directly with this study, and one that can be connected to the subject of this panel. The first conclusion is that there is a strong effect of the environment on the perception and attitudes of the readers, of the journalist professional, the news editors. The young readers had their technological environment and what they are used to, and they have perceptions toward the technology. So they implemented their perceptions toward the journalistic practices. On the other hand, the news editors, which were used to the journalistic norms, to the organizational environment. The second conclusion regarding the subject of digital natives versus digital immigrants. We used to discuss about how the natives are more sophisticated in using technology than the adults, and we got a lot of criticism for it. So it's not the technology, it's not the uses of technology, it's not if they know how to use the technology better than adults. It's the perceptions. It's part of the culture. It's part of the social context that they are using the technology. And the last, we can look at this presentation and we can laugh. We can say, they're young, they will grow up, they will change, and we will educate them. But if we consider the media as the watchdog of democracy, we need to do everything to embrace all the population, including the young. Thank you very much.